Today we're going to be talking about why we don't use the term rescue when talking about women exiting a life of sex trafficking here at Living in Liberty. The words we choose are very important. So what do you picture when you think of someone being rescued? You might assume or envision someone being rescued as being held against their will, confined in chains or a cage or in a jail, and their movement being controlled and restricted in a physical way. But the reality trafficking is that chains are more often than not a physical chain, but a mental chain. And the language we use to describe the situations and exits of women in trafficking have an immense impact on organizations who work daily in supporting survivors. The cultural perception of trafficking, and most importantly, the women that we work with. It is important that we choose language that empowers the women and doesn't create an uneven power dynamic, and create damaging cultural assumptions about how trafficking works. So first, I'd like to start with the point that rescue assumes that we're in control of the women's choice to exit. But it is, as we talked about before, a lot more complicated than just getting them out. If we simply were to rescue them, then there would be a higher percentage of women that were actually being taken out of the life, which the life is a term that the women use to refer to being in a life of prostitution or trafficking. Rescue assumes that we're able to make a decision for these women who are exiting a life of exploitation. Yet, as if you remember from a prior video or understand about the grooming process that takes place, 66% of women are brought into trafficking by Romeo or boyfriending technique, where they're making a choice as a boyfriend to be with these boyfriend-girlfriend situation where they're making a choice, maybe not knowing what the outcome is going to be. But they made a choice to be with that man, the trafficker, and now they need to be empowered to make their own choice and own decision to leave their trafficker because there's such a strong emotional bond with that trafficker. The second point is often women don't even know they're in a bad or dangerous situation. These situations can be better than the situations that they were in before. And so they don't even know what's being done to them is illegal. It's similar to domestic abuse, or individuals who are in a cult where they feel like they're in a good situation, or they love their trafficker and they've been brainwashed to believe that staying is a good option or their best option. And they need to know and believe that they are not in a situation that is best for them. They have to come to that conclusion. And the third point is anyone that does this work, has determined that it's not good to use that term rescue because it does create that uneven power dynamic and it doesn't empower our women. It assumes that we're in control of their exit and they are the ones that need to be in control. We want our women to be empowered to make their own decisions, not act like a parent or someone that is making choices for them. These women, while they were being trafficked, have lost the ability to make choices for themselves based on the control the trafficker had over them emotionally, and all aspects of their life. We want to give them that choice back, and that's even the choice to stay or to exit. As a care provider, it's important to remember that we are not able to save them nor rescue them. It's ultimately them making the choices to heal along the path. We come alongside them. We support them in making good choices and good decisions for themselves. But to assume we can rescue these women is inappropriate and even undermines that empowerment that we're trying to instill in these women as they're overcoming these difficult circumstances so that they can gain personal strength and resilience. We put ourselves in self aggrandizing positions when we assume that we can rescue, and we disempower that individual who is making decisions for their own personal responsibility as they learn to make healthy choices and healthy decisions that transform their life. We don't want to create that uneven power dynamic when helping our women to see the value and fight for a healthier lifestyle. So it's important the language that we use, that we don't use that term rescue, but to walk alongside them in exiting their trafficking situations, to be allies to them and not the savior or the rescuer, because they need to make those decisions for themselves. I hope you understand why we don't use the term rescue. And so while in subsequent videos, we understand that you may be researching rescue, so we may refer to the term, but we'll remind you that exit is the better term. I hope you learned something today. If you could like, subscribe, and share this video, that would be one way you can support the work of Living in Liberty. Take care and have a good day.